In a future fraught with danger, young pilot Leo discovers an impending Krokan invasion threatening his peaceful planet, Zytheria. Joined by his childhood friend Maya, they embark on a perilous mission to uncover ancient secrets capable of saving their world. Will they betray their values to protect those they love, or will sacrifice prove to be the ultimate cost? If you dream of entering universes or planets where humans shine when they meet unknown races, subscribe, turn on notifications, and you will be happy every day with new wonderful sci-fi stories. Well, let's go. In a distant corner of the galaxy, the vibrant planet of Zytheria thrived under skies brushed with colors that mesmerized even the most weary of souls. The land below shimmered with cascading trees, their leaves dancing in an ethereal breeze, while exotic flowers in vivid hues dotted the landscape, releasing fragrant wafts into the warm air. The scent of adventure mingled with hints of floral sweetness, creating an intoxicating atmosphere that enveloped its inhabitants. Among the bustling crowds in Central Park, Leo, a young and introspective pilot with tousled brown hair and an adventurous spirit, stood transfixed. He was often seen wearing his worn leather flight jacket, a fragment of his world that bore countless scuffs and stories. A harmonious blend of determination and curiosity sparked in his compelling blue eyes. As a child, he'd spent hours daydreaming about distant stars, his heart racing at the thought of exploring the uncharted regions of space. He was not just a pilot by profession, he was an explorer fueled by an insatiable desire to uncover the universe's mysteries. "Maya," he called out, breaking his reverie as he spotted his childhood friend weaving through the throng of citizens gathering for the day's activities. Maya, with her strikingly bright green eyes and unruly blonde curls, possessed an intellect that dazzled even the best minds of Zytheria. Her dedication to her studies as a promising scientist made her a beacon of hope amidst rising concerns. A light sprinkle of freckles adorned her nose, giving her a vibrancy that mirrored her personality, passionate, enthusiastic, and remarkably brave. "Did you hear about the Krokan invasion?" Leo's voice held a tremor of urgency as he approached her. "Yes, it's true," Maya replied, a shadow crossing her features as dread creased her brow. "The council is discussing a way to fight back, but the rumors are spreading fear faster than the Krokan themselves." The gravity of the situation hung thick in the air, palpable like a thundercloud before a storm. As the two friends moved towards the council hall, an unsettling tension cloaked the vibrant surface of their world. The sun cast an optimistic glow over Zytheria's magnificent architecture, sleek and organic, resembling giant elegant shells of iridescent materials. Yet the foreboding whispers surrounding the invasion tinged the atmosphere with apprehension. Despite the beauty around them, Leo felt a pit forming in his stomach, a premonition of the darkness lurking just beyond their perfect paradise. "Invasion, betrayal, it feels like the beginning of a nightmare," Leo lamented as they made their way through the shiny corridor of the council building, where the walls pulsed like living creatures, resonating with the collective heartbeat of the Zytherian community. "We can't just sit here. We need to act," Leo declared, his sheer determination igniting something within Maya. She could see it mirrored in his eyes, the same desire that spurred their shared childhood adventures. They had always been a duo fueled by dreams and courage, unafraid to chase unknown horizons. Leo and Maya entered the main chamber of the council hall to find a group of distinguished Zytherians debating fiercely. The echoes of their voices bounced against the translucent walls, creating a symphony of conflict as the urgency of the moment gripped them. As the dust settled on their recent escape from the grip of the Krokan invaders, the resistance camp was abuzz with frantic whispers and watchful eyes. The strident metallic sound of Zytherian technology mingled with the hasty footsteps of resistance members, whose anxiety carried the weight of an imminent threat. Shadows lengthened under the fading light of the twin suns, echoing the deep-seated fears that lay hidden beneath the surface. In the center of the camp, a makeshift command center, constructed from salvaged materials, pulsed with the flickering glow of computer screens displaying schematics and distress signals from nearby settlements. Zara, a formidable officer known for her sharp wit and uncompromising resolve, paced back and forth, her mismatched armor gleaming under the artificial lights. Her auburn hair hung in a messy braid down her back, framing her face, deep-set brown eyes scrutinizing every detail with a fierce intensity. Despite her formidable reputation, there was an underlying softness in her demeanor reserved for those she deemed trustworthy. "Why should we trust you with our secrets?" she demanded, leveling a gaze at Leo and Maya that felt like an interrogation laying bare their very souls. The tension thickened. Leo clenched his fists, his inner turmoil barely contained. "Because we all share a common goal, to save Zytheria." Leo shot back, his voice a stepping stone of resolve rising above the chaos. "How can we unite if we don't trust each other?" Maya stood beside him, her ethereal features reflecting both strength and compassion. Her long, flowing hair, the color of ripe emeralds, swayed slightly as she moved closer, hoping to ease the tension. "Zara, we have valuable information about the Krokan tactics. If we work together, we can prepare a counter-offensive." Zara considered their words cautiously, lines of worry etched deeply on her brow. "You say that now, but how do I know you're not double agents? The Krokan aren't the only ones who can undermine our efforts." The shadows of betrayal that loomed overhead felt catalytic, eager to envelop their camaraderie further. It was in this charged air that they stumbled upon a hidden repository, a secluded chamber concealed by layers of tradition and bureaucracy. It contained ruins of a lost civilization, ancient relics that whispered of forgotten battles and lost alliances. "What if this artifact can give us an edge?" Maya suggested, her voice barely above a whisper as she pushed aside hanging vines to reveal an intricately carved stone. Its surface glimmered, inscriptions swirling with an essence that seemed alive in the fading light. Zara stepped closer, a mix of intrigue and skepticism battling for dominance on her face. "These artifacts could be dangerous. They are remnants of a time that brought our ancestors as much pain as it did strength. We must handle them with care." As hope began to bloom, fear followed like a shadow clinging to the edge of perception. Rumors of sabotage had begun to flicker through the ranks of the resistance, like flames dancing just out of sight. It was a time of reckoning, a time when trust was a fragile thread that could break under pressure. "We must move quickly," Maya urged, her green eyes darting with apprehension. "If someone is trying to undermine us, we need to confront them directly." Leo nodded, aware that the stakes were escalating. Each decision carried unexpected repercussions. With a single glance, they exchanged unspoken desperation. Would they stand strong together or fall victim to the growing tide of suspicion? The tension swirled like a gathering storm as Zara held the relic delicately. "Let's analyze this artifact. We may find clues about who our informant is." As the three gathered around the stone, the air vibrated with a mix of electric energy and ancient wisdom. Each character revealed their complexities: Zara's cautious nature, Leo's fiery idealism, and Maya's intuitive insight, creating a dynamic interlacing of drive and motive. The intricate carvings began to pulse with a blue luminescence, casting eerie shadows across their determined faces. The runes unfolded secrets of the past through intricate pictographs of Zytherian culture, depicting alliances once forged in desperation to defeat greater foes. Leo, mesmerized, reached out to touch the inscriptions. "It speaks of unity, of strength found in trust." Unity won battles before, but alliances can also bring betrayal, Zara cautioned. We are fortunate to have this relic, but we must tread carefully. We should not reveal it too widely. Doing so may put us at an even greater risk. As the trio delved deeper into the artifact's mysteries, they uncovered traces of a dark history, the very nature of their civilization, marred by internal strife and conflict. The mistrust that seeped into their ranks felt familiar, echoing stories of failures long past. The ghost of uncertainty hovered ominously, teasing friendships torn asunder and the consuming fire of ambition. Maya, we have to confront our saboteur, Leo finally blurted out, the urgency in his tone shaking the stagnant air of distrust. We cannot let the paranoia consume us. We need answers, even if it means risking pain. No, if he realizes we know, it might escalate, and we can't afford any more distractions. Maya's voice was both urgent and pleading, torn between the drive for justice and the potential fragility it could create. Zara nodded contemplatively but remained skeptical. We need a plan. Reacting out of fear can lead us to disastrous conclusions. The Krokan are relentless, but we must be calculated in our approach. Meanwhile, confusion began to build within their ranks as shadows ebbed and flowed like restless waves against the tumultuous coastline of their thoughts and feelings. Decisions lay heavy between them, intertwined with emotions that threatened to shatter the strength of their unity at its core. Each of them bore silently the weight of suspicion. The palpable tension was a thread ready to snap at the slightest provocation. As they stood together, bound by their mission yet uncertain of each other, the surroundings came alive with an inexplicable energy. Buzzing machinery mingled with the whispers of the past, creating a chaotic symphony around them. It was as if the very foundations of their lives were woven intricately with the artifacts they uncovered. The walls of the chamber felt surprisingly alive, an echo of a warning from centuries past, a presage of impending doom. Leo turned to face his companions, resolve etched upon his features. We're running out of time. We need to find out who it is before they undermine everything we've fought for. As night fell over the resistance camp, encased in the somber glow of distant stars, shadows danced in the corners of the command center. Whispers carried through the night, cloaked in the allure of betrayal and desperation. Tension thrived, and truth slipped through their fingers like grains of sand. The quest for the artifact called Leo and Maya deeper into the caverns of Zytheria, where the air hung thick with reverence and age, an essence of forgotten stories seeped from the stone walls. The soft glow of bioluminescent fungi illuminated the passages, casting eerie shadows that danced like spirits swirling in a timeless waltz. Each step they took echoed through the vast halls, amplifying their heartbeat, a steady reminder of the urgency that gripped their mission. This place, it feels like a tomb, Leo murmured, an unsettling chill creeping down his spine. The silence was deafening, even as the faint sounds of dripping water punctuated the stillness. It might be, but what if these secrets can save us? Maya replied, determination etched across her face, illuminated by the subtle light. Her emerald eyes sparkled with the thrill of discovery, contrasting the somber atmosphere surrounding them. She continued forward, her thoughts dancing between fear and hope. As they navigated the twisting passages, the plumes of dust that stirred beneath their boots felt like remnants of past lives, guardians of knowledge long concealed. The further they ventured, the more the ancient inscriptions began to reveal their story. Maya's fingers traced the intricate carvings on the cavern walls, ancient symbols that seemed to pulse with a resonance of their own. Look here, she said, halting suddenly. These hieroglyphs show a group of Zytherians, their hands joined together with those of another race. Do you see? They're forming something. Leo leaned closer, his brow furrowing in concentration. It looks almost like a Alliance, but with whom? There's more. Maya turned, excitement bubbling in her voice. The mural depicts battles fought and lost, but the key lies here. She pointed to a jagged emblem in the center, a sun encircled by a crescent, a symbol that resonated deeply with the Zytherian identity. This could be it. The artifact we're searching for must be tied to these ancient alliances. But as they deciphered the relic's inscriptions, a creeping unease began to envelop them, whispering doubts that challenged their resolve. Shadows slithered in the corners of their minds, questioning their approach, their mission, and the true nature of the enemy they faced. Maya, Leo spoke softly. Do you think the wisdom of the past can truly guide us? Or are we digging too deeply, risking waking what was better left asleep? We don't have time for doubt now, Leo. She replied, a hint of frustration threading her tone. If we can unearth the wisdom of our ancestors, perhaps we can turn the tides against the Krokan. Just then, the cavern trembled beneath them, a foreboding tremor that threatened to shatter the fragile stillness. Maya stumbled, grasping Leo's arm to steady herself. What was that? Leo looked around, eyes wide with alarm. I don't know, but we need to hurry, Maya urged, her voice tighter with urgency. If we don't find the artifact soon, the Krokan will take everything from us. Moving deeper into the caverns, they soon discovered a chamber whose vastness reverberated their presence. Jagged stalactites dripped from the ceiling like fangs poised to strike. In the center of the chamber, an altar stood, weathered and ancient, cradling the artifact they sought. A soft, ethereal glow illuminated it, suggesting it pulsed with its own heartbeat, coordinating with the ebb and flow of time itself. What are we waiting for? Leo breathed. He stepped forward, drawn to the artifact like a moth to a flame. But as they approached, a coldness enveloped them, a presence that felt almost alive. At that moment, Maya froze, her senses igniting with realization. Leo, wait! Something isn't right. Suddenly, a shadow emerged from the stone. A figure cloaked in darkness, an embodiment of their deepest fears. The resistance member they had once trusted stood before them, face obscured by a hood. Why did you come here? His voice slithered through the air, each word toxic with bitterness. Did you think you could unveil our secrets and leave unscathed? Mako, why are you doing this? Maya stepped forward, her voice thick with confusion and yearning. We're all fighting for the same cause. But are we? Mako's voice hardened, revealing a twisted sense of betrayal. You think you can understand the past? You think the truth is worth the sacrifice? You're aggravating forces beyond comprehension. Leo felt the weight of Mako's accusation settle on his shoulders like a shroud. We're trying to save Zytheria. We can't just ignore the past, we have to embrace it. The past holds souls that didn't choose a side, Leo, Mako lamented, slowly pulling back his hood. The inky darkness revealed a face marred by despair, eyes haunted by visions of conflict, riddled with remorse for a path he felt was chosen for him. And sometimes, the truth isn't worth unlocking if it means losing the future. Maya reached out, her expression softening. We can help each other. Don't let fear control you. There are greater threats ahead. You know that. Help? How can you help if you don't understand what we are up against? Mako laughed bitterly. You want to confront our enemies with remnants of the past? Misguided ideals won't save you, only further entangle us in a legacy of betrayal. Tension swirled, thickening the air around them as Leo tried to process Mako's words, grappling with the truth of the betrayal that loomed. Mako, you're wrong. We can choose a path together. We need every ally we can muster. But the desperation in Mako's eyes hardened into resolve. You don't understand. The knowledge you seek will only lead to destruction. History's secrets are not ours to unearth. Their confrontation built to a fever pitch, fueled by emotions twisted into a dangerous mix of anger, desperation, and fear. Just as the atmosphere reached a breaking point, the chamber shook violently. Realizing the weight of their actions, Leo turned to Maya, his voice urgent. "We have to get the artifact. It's our only chance at understanding." But as he reached for the glowing relic, Mako lunged, embodying his fear with a ferocity born from despair. "You'll doom us all." In the chaos, the chamber erupted with flashes of light, disoriented and igniting an unexpected flash of energy that surged through them. It was as if the past was not only present but alive, intertwining with their fates. Amidst the turbulent skies of Zytheria, a cacophony of alarms echoed through the metallic hull of the resistance ship, the Starlancer. Leo stood resolute at the helm, gripping the control panel as his heartbeat synced with the blaring warnings. The space outside was a chaotic tableau of swirling stars and roaring flames, the culmination of every training session and strategy meeting leading to this moment. "This is it," he uttered, his voice steady but underlined with urgency. The shimmering black of space flickered with streaks of light, the remnants of long-lost ships in a battle that had raged long before they were born. Leo could feel the electric pulse of the ancient artifact, now integrated into the ship's systems, thrumming in response to the impending confrontation. Maya, ever at his side, her eyes gleaming with determination, seated herself beside him, hands deftly navigating the ship's controls. The faint glow of the console reflected in her emerald irises, casting shadows that danced across their faces. "Together, Leo," she insisted, her voice stable despite the chaos unfolding around them. As they approached the Krokan fleet, a terrifying sight met their eyes. Massive battle cruisers, serpentine and menacing, sliced through the void like predatory beasts. The battleship Inferi's Asterisk, the flagship of the Krokan Armada, loomed ahead, its dark hull dotted with lights that pulsed ominously. Leo's breath caught in his throat as he took in the scale of the impending slaughter. "We can penetrate their lines," Leo said, steeling himself against the possibility of fear. "We just need to hold our course, strike when they least expect it." Maya nodded, her face a mask of calmness juxtaposed against the panic that gripped the other crew members. "Leo, I can't let them reach our fleet. This is our only chance." As she spoke, she recalibrated the ship's energy shields, her hands moving with confidence, each gesture aligning with terminal knowledge of their ship's capabilities. With a deep breath, Leo allowed the artifact's power to flow through him, a warmth wrapping around his core. "Let's activate it now," he commanded, a surge of unyielding hope flooding through him. As they engaged the relic, an ethereal light radiated from its core, bathing the cockpit in a spectral glow. They were harnessing something ancient, a power that spoke of forgotten alliances and deep-seated magic embedded in Zytherian mythology. However, as chaos raged outside, new issues began to emerge from the heart of their mission. Reports came through the comms, brave voices but filled with trepidation. "We're losing our flank, Captain. Krokan fighters are overwhelming us." "This is it," Maya said under her breath, her grip tightening on the controls. "Hold steady, Leo. I'll give us a boost." In one swift motion, she diverted power from the propulsion system to the forward shields. Their ship erupted through the onslaught, narrowly evading collision. Leo felt the adrenaline coursing through him as they raced against time, the ancient artifact humming with newfound energy. Suddenly, a penumbral shadow fell over them as a towering Krokan cruiser locked onto their trajectory. Maya's face paled momentarily as alarm bells blared harshly, filling the cabin with a frantic tempo. "We had to evade. Now," Leo shouted, but Maya's resolve stopped him from swiftly executing another course correction. Her voice was firm. "No, Leo. We can do this." His breath caught. She was contemplating a collision course. Maya, I can't let them reach the fleet, she countered, cutting him off, her resolve crystallizing into something fierce. This is our chance, and I will do whatever it takes. In that suspended moment of time, a crystal-clear beam of understanding spread between them. It was a conversation without words, a shared acknowledgement of the storm brewing around them. Leo could see the fire in Maya's eyes, the fierce warrior behind the intelligent scientist he knew. Maya, he yelled, panic rising in his throat, but she was already moving with determination, hands flying across the controls as she carried them closer to the heart of the enemy, their ship now hurtling forward with terrifying speed. In that decisive instant, she gripped his hand tightly, holding it as if to tether him to the reality that was unraveling around them. Her gaze pierced his, conveying what was unspoken. We fight for our home. We fight for our people. I will never stop fighting for you, Leo. With a heavy heart, he recognized that this battle was more than just for survival. It was an act of defiance against despair itself. It symbolized hope, courage, and sacrifice. It embodied everything that they had built together, every secret and every battle leading to this climax. Leo swallowed hard. As the ship roared toward the Krokan flagship, he felt the weight of the universe pressing down on him. The artifact's power surged within them, guiding their path as fiery trails licked at the hull. Action unfolded in bursts of light and sound around them, a whirlwind symphony of desperation and valor. Then, just as the ship locked into a direct collision trajectory with *Inferi's*, a blinding flash erupted. A shattering burst of energy that followed the sickening sound of metal grating against metal. Darkness swallowed them whole. The silence was deafening, a void that stretched until it was pierced by the soft hum of the ship's auxiliary systems rebooting. Leo blinked against the sudden light flooding back into his vision, hazy shapes forming in front of him. He was disoriented and disheveled, the memory of Maya alive but frayed around the edges as if a dream was slipping away. Maya? He rasped, his voice hoarse, struggling to piece together the fragments. He could barely make sense of the battle-scarred interior of the Starlancer*, the once brilliant lights now dimmed, flickering while alarms softly buzzed in the distance. There was no reply. Panic shot through his veins as he scrambled to the cockpit, forcing his adrenaline-driven body into shaky action. The ship's console glowed dully, messages streaming in, recounting the damage endured and the chaos outside. Reports from the fleet were buzzing in his ear, recounting the devastation. The Krokan forces still loomed ominously, and the battle raged on. "Where is Maya?" he shouted into the comm, his heart quickening, searching for any sign of her, alive in the swirling turmoil. But the more he searched, the more despair filled his chest. The reality began to paint itself in harsh strokes, an unrelenting ache, a bitter pang as he grasped the full extent of what had just transpired. The aftermath of the battle unfolded like a reverberating echo of silence, heavy and profound. Leo stood upon the shore of Zytheria, the blood-red remnants of the Krokan fleet scattered across the celestial seas. He felt as if the tide itself mourned, each wave carrying whispers of the fallen, especially Maya, whose bravery had burned as bright as the twin suns setting on the horizon. His heart felt fractured, an endless chasm of sorrow where hope used to reside. "We did it, but at what cost?" he murmured to the winds, his voice a blend of grief and reverence. The stars flickered above, indifference illuminating the darkness of his heart. With each passing moment, the reality of her absence sank deeper within him, coiling around his thoughts like a venomous serpent. Days turned into weeks as Zytheria began to stitch itself back together. The fragments of their shattered world were everywhere, reminding them of the struggle and sacrifice. Leo attended the memorial services held in the Grand Hall, where Zythorian citizens gathered under illuminated arches, each one adorned with the luminous crystals unique to their planet. The crystals sparkled under the soft glow, but Leo's heart felt heavier than any stone. "Leo, are you all right?" a voice pierced through his contemplations. He turned to see Zara, her face a mixture of concern and resolve. The once cold, distrustful officer had transformed into a pillar of strength for the people, leading efforts for reconstruction. "I don't know, Zara," Leo confessed, glancing back at the memorial. "Maya, she was everything. Without her, I feel lost." The wind carried his words away, as if the universe itself sought to soothe his pain. Zara nodded, her expression softening. "We can't let her sacrifice be in vain. She believed in this cause fiercely. If anything, it's time to honor her legacy by rebuilding Zytheria stronger and more united than ever." Leo felt an ember of warmth flutter within him, a flicker of Maya's spirit pushing him forward. "You're right, we need to do this for her. But where do we start?" "Together, we'll gather the people," Zara suggested, her confidence infectious. Her eyes gleamed with steely determination. "We need to remind them that our unity is our greatest strength, just as Maya showed us." The next day, the glow of Zytheria's journal crystal, the one that contained their history, was reignited. The artifact had once seemed distant, alien, and now it pulsed with a heartbeat of its own. Collectively, the Zythorians embraced the memory of their friend, ready to pour their grief into a tangible future. "We will build again." Leo's voice rang out as he stood atop what remained of the council hall, bathed in the warm hues of dawn. "Maya sacrificed everything for Zytheria, and now we must honor that sacrifice. Together, we rebuild, not just the structures that were destroyed, but the very essence of our society. We will forge a new path." The crowd murmured in agreement, hearts swelling with hope and determination. Leo felt a surge of purpose wash over him. He stepped down from the platform, mingling with the citizens, as they began to share stories of Maya, their beloved scientist, the tenacious fighter, the spirit of Zytheria. Her laughter echoed in the air while they reminisced about her infectious energy. Weeks morphed into months. Leo became a natural leader, but the void left by Maya's absence was never fully filled. During these trying times, he often found himself wandering the caverns, seeking solace in the silence. Often, he could almost hear her voice in the echoes of the walls, gentle yet filled with urgency, her laughter bouncing off the ancient rock in a comforting cadence. One starry night, as Leo walked beneath the vast expanse of Zytheria's starlit sky, he stopped before the grand mural they'd once discovered. The images showed an ancient council of Zytherians, their hands extended toward one another amidst storms of chaos. Suddenly it clicked in Leo's mind. The mural wasn't just a tale of the past, it was a blueprint for the future. He raced back to the settlement, heart racing with inspiration. "Gather everyone. I have an idea," he declared, his enthusiasm contagious. The days that followed were frenetic. They worked day and night to not only rebuild but to create a new council to engage every citizen. The council was to be as diverse as the people of Zytheria themselves, merging skills from every profession to governmental leadership, ensuring that no one became a forgettable shadow. "Together we stand in unity," Leo proclaimed to the gathered crowd once more, the energy electric in the air. "No more leaders in isolation, no more secrets. Let the decisions regarding our futures belong to every soul in this city. Let Maya's light shine through us all." As cheers erupted through the crowd, Leo felt a flickering warmth in his chest, the ghost of Maya's presence urging him forward. He knew well that the path ahead would be riddled with challenges. Yet, with every passing day, he also sensed the Zytherian spirit rising stronger, like a phoenix. But amidst the optimism, there lingered an unshakable mystery, the lingering presence of the Krokan threat. They had been repelled, but Leo could hear silence in the stars that foreboded something deeper, something lurking. "It's not over, is it?" Zara approached Leo one evening, her brow knitted in thought. "We've been too busy rebuilding to consider the long-term implications. We need a defense plan." Leo nodded solemnly, gazing at the shimmering stars scattered across the canvas of black. "The universe is watching, Zara. The Krokan won't stay dormant forever. They'll return, and this time we need to be ready." In the quiet that followed, a shiver ran down his spine as a wave of uncertainty washed over him. He understood then that the foundations they were laying weren't just for reconstruction. They were seeds of resilience for the battles that lay hidden among the stars, waiting to be awakened. Yet, for now, hope flickered over Zytheria like a freshly ignited flame, and Leo felt that perhaps, even in the face of fear, the unity they had forged could be the light against the looming dark. Standing together, they watched the dawn break, illuminating the horizon just as the first whispers of a new adventure began to stir. As the sun rose higher, illuminating their world, a world now stitched with unity, grief intermingled with perseverance, Leo couldn't help but remember Maya and the promise they had made long ago. They would always fight for what they loved. And so they would. With determination renewing his spirit, Leo looked deeply into the sky, pondering its infinite possibilities. He realized the stars were not just distant lights. They were signals, crossroads of destinies entwined. With Maya's legacy guiding them, a sense of mystery shrouded the journey ahead. A promise that they, together, with their holds of the past entwined, could navigate any unknown storm. And amidst the vastness of space, they would shine brighter, bolder, weaving their own destinies, one star at a time. If you liked this story based on real events, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like it. Here you can dive into a different reality every day, where anything can happen. Comment below what kind of story you would like to hear here. Thank you very much for your attention. We are the Sci-Fi family.